Half a day and welcome to Foodie Call. This is Lacee Francisco, and I am joined by a whole team of people today. I can kind of like the first time we're doing it real big with video. To my left is a very good friend of mine. Hello.
Hello. I'm Liz San Nicolas. I got the Foodie Call and I came.
Well, so Liz and I go way back. We went to high school together.
Yes.
And now we're like old people. We used to work together.
Yes.
And she is one of my favorite foodie people, even though she has a lot of food allergies.
Yes.
And I asked her, a couple weeks ago to talk about this particular subject, and it's on chocolate. So I hope you brought your toothbrush.
No, but I brought water.
Okay, and we have a couple of other guests.
Hi, my name is Will Ymesei, and I'm from Guam Premium Chocolate, and I'm the Director of Marketing there. And to my left here is
Edi Alvarez, and I'm the General Manager for Guam Premium Chocolate.
So you guys make chocolate?
Yes. We do.
Ooh, I'm really, really excited about this. And they brought a whole bunch of stuff for us to try. I asked Liz to bring a couple of pieces of chocolate that she likes. I brought some so that we could all share and try. If we don't get to it, hey, we might have to do a round two. But before we start, I have to interrupt this broadcast because there's some Foodie Call breaking news, and it looks like Meiji chips might be back. Right over Instagram, we've been seeing these pictures of people buying these bags, and a couple of months ago, how many months has it been? I can't even remember.
It's like last year.
But we were told that they weren't going to be bringing them into Guam anymore, that they no longer were going to be bringing them into Guam. And my cousin told me that she got some from Saipan during our last Foodie Call episode, and our KWM Digital News team went out and found some for us. So I'm not sure if you guys want to have some later. I'm willing to share, but
Are they chocolate covered? Maybe
they are not, but that might be very good.
That's an idea.
You guys, you better give me some residuals on that.
In the future, we will talk more about Meiji chips and what's going to be happening. But the bottom line right now is we don't know. It's uncertain how many. If they're going to be bringing this in regularly, it's uncertain who's bringing it in. I think there might be a couple of people, and it looks like it's coming in from Japan because I'm going to tell you, the bag is really, really light. It's not as much as it used to be, So you guys have lived here, I'm guessing? Yes. Well, you went to high school with
That was a staple for me growing up.
Right.
Yes.
So it's beloved, and maybe we can share some. If you want to eat some now, we can do that. We'll just crunch along on the microphone. Okay, more on that later. And back to our regularly planned thing here. Chocolate. Okay, Guam Premier Chocolate. You guys make chocolate here? Is this a Guam product?
Yes, we have a factory that manufactures the chocolate candies. Our factory's been open for about
4 years.
4 years now. Yeah. We opened up in 2014. So wow, it's going on 5 years. In a couple of months, it'll be 5 years for us that we've been producing chocolate. We've actually been in the chocolate business for about 25 years. We were importing from all over the world, from Asia, from the U.S., Hawaii. But about 5 years ago, we invested in at this point, we've invested over $5 million in a chocolate factory that we have in Barragata Heights. And we produce tons of chocolate every month. Here in Guam, one of the most popular souvenir items that visitors come and bring back as souvenirs from Guam are different types of souvenir candies and foods and snacks. And one of the most popular is chocolate-covered macadamia nuts, which is something that we're very well known for. Our product, fortunately, commands about 70% of the market out there. So we have very big exposure over at Kmart, DFS, the JP Superstore, ABC stores, even at Payless and other local grocery stores. We're in there as well. So we're a pretty big part of the souvenir chocolate market here in Guam.
Okay. Are you guys producing anything special for Valentine's Day, or?
Yes. In fact, we brought a couple of samples of our. This is a heart-shaped chocolate. So we have here. You can see on the packaging. I won't open it up because I know, of course, you guys are all wanting to try this. But this is a heart-shaped chocolate. So with us, and can I open this while I
go ahead?
So I can show you. Okay. So
I see it says milk chocolate, and
right,
I wanted to ask you if you could try to talk to us about the basics of chocolate. And milk chocolate, I'm guessing, is kind of that baseline chocolate that everyone eats. Do you eat milk chocolate?
I do.
So,
but dark chocolate is my favorite.
Okay.
How about you guys?
We've got some stuff that we have brought some stuff that we use our dark chocolate also, and we also do use white chocolate. We also make white chocolate.
Okay, so that's kind of jumping around, but is there white chocolate? Okay, I do know what the difference between white chocolate and
for our
regular
listeners.
chocolate is. Yes, for our listeners, could you kind of fill us in on that? What's the difference?
Okay, so first of all, chocolate is the primary ingredient in chocolate comes from the cacao bean, and so the cacao bean, when you process it, you break it up, and as you're processing it, it creates two byproducts. One is a brown kind of a mass that's called cocoa mass, and that's kind of like when you make a Nesquik or like Ovaltine milk chocolate, that powder that you use to make your cocoa, that's kind of what cocoa mass looks like. And then the other byproduct is an oil called cocoa butter. And when you hear the words cocoa butter, you probably think of like Jergens hand lotion and things like that. That's another thing that cocoa butter is very popular for. And so when you take those two products and you mix it together and you add sugar to it, it creates chocolate. So coming straight out of the cocoa plant is not chocolate. That's cacao. But when you add sugar to it, that creates chocolate. And without milk, that would be a dark chocolate. And then when you add milk solids to it, then it becomes milk chocolate. And so now one of the things that some other companies do is in order to kind of save on costs and whatnot, they'll substitute the cocoa butter for things like vegetable oil and soybean oil and things like that. And that creates a subpar product called compound chocolate. There are actually some countries that actually have government regulations that don't allow you to use the word chocolate if you have a higher percentage of non-cocoa butter fats in your product.
And what about America?
America, they don't have any regulations on that. So there are a lot of products out there, and you have to be careful when you're out there shopping. There's a lot of products out there that are called chocolate, but they have a high volume of vegetable fat in there. And so and you won't tell until you taste it. When you taste that creamy, silky chocolate that you taste when you spend money on expensive chocolates, that's because of the cocoa butter product inside there. Because cocoa butter, it's a very sensitive type of an oil. It's very sensitive to temperatures, but at the same time, it's very smooth and silky in texture.
Is that why we see like a separation, or is that just the milk that's coming out?
Oh, you're talking about the bloom.
Right.
The bloom on the
So
chocolate.
so that's called. There's two types of bloom that you have. You have fat bloom and sugar bloom. So fat bloom comes from because cocoa butter is so sensitive to temperatures. When it rises above a certain temperature, there's a chemical process where it breaks its chemical bond with the other ingredients in there, like the cocoa mass and the sugars. And when that breaks and it doesn't want to rebond itself, then it ends up separating and rising up to the surface. So it ends up showing up in really small white dots that looks like a powder around the chocolate. So that's what you normally see as bloom. And that doesn't necessarily mean that the chocolate has gone bad. It's still good to eat. It's still it's not spoiled or anything like that. But it does kind of change the taste, because what ends up happening when you first put it in your mouth, the first thing you taste is the oil. You first taste the cocoa butter or the vegetable oil or whatever other oils are in there. And so it kind of ruins it. And so that's why chocolate it's recommended to be kept between 50 and about 75 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, that is not Guam.
Right. So that's why it needs to be in air conditioned. And in fact, in a refrigerator is also not good because refrigerators, although it is cold, it's very humid. There's a lot of moisture in refrigerators. And so what ends up happening when you put it in a refrigerator, you get what's called sugar bloom, which is the other thing where the sugars separate from the cocoa mass, and then the sugars come out. And it still looks the same. It still have that white powder on the outside. It just tastes a little bit different.
Okay, so what about your chocolates here? Should we taste them and see what you're
Right.
talking about?
So
let's illustrate the
Lacey's ready.
the chocolate.
Yeah, so like I said about the real chocolate versus compound chocolate, so we only use real chocolate. Our stuff is 100% cocoa butter. So this here is an example of one of our new products. We actually do a molded heart here. And our chocolate also is, when we melt down our chocolate and we make it into the candies, we do it in the same manner that the Belgian style, like the Belgian companies do, where after they've melted it down and created the the candies, we give it at least 24 hours to stabilize in a very specific room temperature to make sure that the chocolate has formed.
And the Belgians, right? They are the experts in chocolate.
Yes. The Belgians and the Swiss are the two.
Swiss.
Yeah, those
right.
are the two
top two chocolate like
countries,
consumers and
creators of
let me hide this
chocolate.
bag
Right.
here.
Right.
Okay, all right. So your thoughts?
It's very nice.
Please have some.
Yeah.
They're like, we eat chocolate all day.
Do you guys eat chocolate all day?
We have to make sure the quality control is there.
Yeah.
Whatnot. Yeah. So
Can I come work for you?
That's my excuse anyway.
If my boss is listening, I didn't mean that.
No worries, she's
You
not.
can moonlight.
All right. Now tell me, what are your initial thoughts here, Elizabeth?
Very smooth.
Elizabeth.
It's kind of sweet for me.
Okay.
But it's very smooth and very nice. My daughter would love this. But yeah, really good. Thank you.
Okay, I know I have a piece of chocolate in my mouth, but I have a confession that my wife has plenty of family in the States, so she always buys these chocolates.
Mm-hmm.
She always buys them to send them, and we never send them.
They don't make it out the door.
They don't make it out the door.
Make it, okay.
Oh, it's really smooth, and actually just the heat of my mouth, I'm not chewing it.
Melting it.
It's melting it. It's creamy. It is very sweet because it is milk chocolate. And I didn't know that you guys were just making kind of regular boxed items here, and geared towards the locals. But obviously the locals buy them, like myself, right?
Yes, very much so. Like you said, a lot of locals will buy it when they have visitors that are here, or when they're going to go out traveling and they want to bring some souvenirs to pass out when they travel abroad. And so that's also a big reason why people buy our local chocolate.
Well, I mean, we buy them to eat it too because I like
Right.
macadamia nuts also in my chocolate.
Right.
Can you eat macadamia nuts?
No.
Isabel? No.
Oh no!
Sorry, girl. Don't worry. I'll take it.
You can have mine.
I'll have yours.
Yeah.
No problem. Okay. Let me make that big swallow. So what else do you guys have here?
One other thing that's really popular with us is and it's funny because you were just talking about the Meiji candies, which is like a Guam, like very well known with the locals here. There's another product that we do that's based on something very popular with the locals. And,
Okay, now this is taking. I know what you're talking about. I'm excited.
Yes.
This is kind of blew my mind when I discovered this. I
So
happened upon this.
here's one thing. So this right here, if anyone that grew up here is familiar with asparagus sticks, people that aren't from here automatically assume that asparagus. Who makes asparagus candies? They're not real asparagus. They're biscuits. They're actually black
crackers.
sesame biscuits, but they're shaped like asparagus. That's why they call them asparagus sticks. Also from Japan, funny enough. And so what we do is we take it and we cover it in chocolate. And so this particular example is covered in white chocolate, and then it has a dark chocolate drizzle decoration on it. And then we also have it in milk and dark chocolate. So I'm going to have Edi here open that one up while I try to see if I can find the one that has the dark.
Now,
with
whose
this-
idea was this to come up with this? And I know now they make a product with asparagus sticks with the chocolate on it. I just saw it at Kmart, but that's brand new to me.
Yeah, I think
But-
they copied us.
Right.
Yeah, I think word got back
Genius
to Japan.
was this because
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah, because we've been doing it since we opened in 2014, and we'd never seen the one that's covered in chocolate.
I just saw it today for the first time, and I had it dropped, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna put that back because that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I like. I tried this. Liz and I have a friend, and when she was cleaning her house out, she'd call me over every day, and she'd kind of lure me with candy to help her. And she had some in her fridge. I think I have the white chocolate one. I don't think I've had the other chocolates.
So you can see here, I showed you the white chocolate earlier, and this one here is dark chocolate and milk chocolate. So you can see that.
White, dark, and milk.
So who's buying this?
We do get quite a bit of local interest in this, so a lot of locals buy it. It's available at Payless and a lot of the places where locals shop, but at the same time, we do get a lot of tourists that buy it. They're really surprised when they see that it's originally a Japanese product and then we turned it into something local. Yeah.
We made it ours.
Yeah, we've made it ours. Well, it's been ours for many years.
Yeah.
Because I think every kid has had this packed in their lunch as their lunch snack at school.
Yeah. It's like the French fry with the frosty. It's like something you gotta be in on.
Exactly.
You
And
gotta dip the Asparagus cracker in the chocolate.
Right, and that's the point I was going to make. One of the reasons why this is so popular, it's got that mix of sweet and salty. And so actually what happened was the story behind this. You guys try this out while we tell this story.
Go ahead.
You like white?
Or you want the white one?
You like
I have two hands.
Okay, when did you go?
Now let's open up the white.
And I'm white and brown, so I should mix them.
Let me step away from that microphone. Okay.
So the story behind this particular product is when we first opened our factory in
Send this to Uncle Ken.
when we first opened our factory in 2014, we had a grand opening party, and what we did was our factory supervisor went out to the grocery store and just bought a ton of different types of foods and snacks and things like that, and just ran everything through our machines, because our machines basically the way they work is it's called an enrober. So basically it has like a waterfall of chocolate, and you can send pretty much anything through that waterfall, and it just coats the top and bottom of that product. And so we ran a bunch of things. We ran Rice Krispie treats, we ran cookies, all kinds of things. And one of the things he grabbed a bag of these asparagus sticks, and so we put them out during the grand opening, and we just got a huge response from it. Everybody was saying, "So is this a product? Where can I buy this?"
Yeah.
And so we fast tracked it. Took us about 3 months to go through the packaging process. We had. When you're doing manufacturing, you got to do everything from creating the product, sourcing all the materials, creating the packaging. That's one of the things that a lot of people that get into manufacturing don't think about is you got to do everything. Either you can buy pre-made packaging from like craft stores, or you work with a manufacturer that'll produce all of these things for you. So it took about 3 months for us to mock up and create all of the different packaging. And we put it out in the market, and it's been very successful, especially with the locals. The locals really love it.
Oh yeah, man. Those are my jam. Those are good.
And that dark chocolate too. That really tiny bitter in
Right.
the background.
Got that
Little
bitter
sweet,
background.
salty.
everything.
The sesame of that. Wow, what a happy accident.
Yes, absolutely.
And it sounds like a dream. Like, I'm just thinking about that factory of this waterfall of chocolate, and then just sending anything through it. Like,
My hand.
I wouldn't do that. I might actually accidentally nibble on my own
Your
hand.
face.
Wow, that's a great kind of success story there.
Those
White
are
chocolate's
good.
the only one that I've had before.
Here's another product we have. This is actually dark chocolate with Rice Krispies, and it's also got macadamia nuts in it as well.
So these are kind of this is another thing that's really nostalgic for us. Rice Krispie treats.
Rice Krispie treats, right?
Send those that way.
Oh, I'm sorry, the macadamia nuts you can't have.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
Okay, I
There's
still
some
like
macadamia
it.
nuts in there.
Don't worry about it. She knew
I'm
what she was doing.
representing an entire population of people right now.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
almost done chewing. Yes.
Now I have to live vicariously through you. Go ahead. Tell me.
Liz, have you ever had a macadamia nut before?
No.
It's nice. It's really nice actually. But with these products, what I'm expecting it is to kind of be soggy because it's coated in something, but it's not that. Rice Krispie was very crisp.
Right. Yeah.
And of course, you get that crisp nut in the inside as well. And the same goes with the asparagus stick. It was nice and crispy, and just like what we'd eat, but with that added chocolate. Do you guys like that over there behind the scenes? And they're saying yes. Okay. What else?
No, we're not done. We still got a bunch of stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
He's got
we-
bags and bags.
We've also got these. These are new to the market. We just recently started doing chocolate-covered pretzels. This is covered in milk chocolate. We've also got some covered in dark chocolate. Pop these
So
open
really,
as
you
well.
are just sending almost anything through that that.
Yes, we.
Water-
You're
Ball
gonna
of
send
chocolate.
empanada and butchie through the enrober?
Well, we've got Ghirardelli,
Hey!
and we've got Ruschetti. So we've got Ruschetti here, which is a local favorite, as well as Ghirardelli, which I'm sure everybody knows.
I don't know anybody who does chocolate-covered good cereal.
No, that's
No,
the first time I've
this
seen
is
that.
all new stuff.
And
Yeah.
Ruschetti.
So we're gonna have to try.
And it's great because it's something that's kind of assembled here on Guam. Not
Yes.
everything necessarily made on Guam, but assembled here on Guam.
Right.
I like that. You're taking chocolate to new heights, and it's something that's here, from here. or made
Go ahead
here.
and try that. And while you look at that, this is a unique one. So this here is a white chocolate covered candy ginger.
So
Oh, I
ginger
love candy
lovers,
ginger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ginger lovers would probably like this. It's got
Ooh.
definitely you get
These
an
are
impact
melted.
right there when you
Like spicy and.
yes, spicy and
I'm gonna be
sweet.
crunching.
Okay, well, I'm gonna crunch that real quickly. Why hasn't anyone done that before?
Good.
Isn't it a great mix? Isn't it a great
Very
combination? This one here is one of my favorite, the risquetti covered in dark chocolate.
Good.
All right. Almost done swallowing there.
I'm not. I had a big one.
So prior to you guys joining the Guam Premium Chocolate team, did you guys engage in any of the regular chocolate, just personally? And you, of course, you do, right? Stuff that you get at the store. I picked up some stuff earlier for this, and Sabette and I call her Sabette, by the way. Liz, she got a lot of names. Whatever.
If you call me "Hey girl," I'll turn around.
You know, we picked up our favorite things, just things that we like to eat. So what did you guys like growing up? What did you eat here?
Oh my gosh. Any kind of chocolate?
Nestle Crunch was one of my favorite.
Yum.
That's a classic. Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
It's similar to, kind of similar to the Crunch,
Kind of like the
The
Rice
Rice
Krispies, right?
but a
right.
very sweet, sugary chocolate for sure.
No.
Yeah, yeah. And one thing that we did, and of course I'm always gonna go back to our stuff. No, but one thing we did was when we were selecting the chocolate that we work with, we were very careful in formulating the level of sweetness and whatnot, because we were looking for something that would appeal to the Asian visitors, but then at the same time not alienate the locals, and that the locals would enjoy. And so the taste, our chocolate probably tastes a little closer to like Meiji chocolates and latte chocolates than like a Hershey's or a Nestle chocolate, but it's not quite as sweet as those Asian brand chocolates.
That's true. You're right. I think a lot of the American style chocolates are far sweeter,
Yes,
more
yes, yes.
sugary. They probably have all those. I'm scared to now look at what we brought here to see all that like, palm oil. You can read the back. Some of the stuff that I brought to share, I brought something from England.
Yum.
Yeah, which I meant to share with you.
The Cadbury's.
The Cadbury one. I don't think there's nuts in that.
I like Cadbury's.
And some new products. Symphony is one of my favorites, and I got to say the reason why that Hershey product is my favorite is because it is really smooth and creamy, which reminds me of this kind of the products that you guys are making. Less of that kind of waxy feeling in your mouth.
Right.
In fact, I won't even touch it. Like if I hold the bar, I'm really sensitive to it because I know it's just going to melt.
Melt
It's
all over
immediately
Right.
going to melt over.
It's actually
Yeah.
one of the ways you can tell real chocolate from compound chocolate is the change in temperature just from holding it.
Yeah.
It's going to melt in your
Yeah, I
mouth.
feel like
Right.
just looking at it right now, it's melting. Melting on the desk.
It's calling your name.
Yeah, it is calling my name. Is this really the only chocolate that you guys eat, though?
That we
Yeah, that you consume?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Um,
I didn't know if you guys wanted to partake in some of the stuff that we want.
Oh yes, of course, sure.
All right, let's try
Yeah.
And later on, of course, we'll try some of the other ones here. But
So you want to start with the
Yes.
European one? Let's look at this Cadbury.
Oh, mine's a surprise, by the way.
yeah.
Okay.
I have mine hiding.
So just a couple of months ago, yes. So it came out of the fridge. It may have some blooming or several blooming, but
We're
this
going to
was
illustrate the bloom
right.
concept.
I carried this from London. Have a piece, please. I've had this before. I brought
This is so
some to
big.
share here.
I know, it's a big piece.
Well, wait, what kind is this?
This is
It's
called
milk chocolate.
Jelly.
Marvelous Creations Jelly Popping Candy. Jelly Popping
There's
Candy. That's
candies
nice.
in
Yes, it's candy and chocolate, guys. So it's 2 in 1.
Wow.
It
Yeah.
quickly
Can we
became
try
my
that?
favorite chocolate when during my European tour. No, or you can put it in there because I
Yes,
feel
I'm
bad.
okay.
Uncle Ken, you want some chocolate?
Want to try some of this?
Behind the scenes.
You know he does. I have a little tiny candy in mine. I'm
Oh.
scared.
It has candy in it. It has like a jelly bean type deal in it. All right, so you tell me, guys. Cheap chocolate,
Mm.
middle range chocolate.
If you're in a chocolate emergency, like a Hershey Kiss is fine. It'll do. It'll hit the spot.
Do you think this is more similar to like a Hershey's Kiss? I mean, as chocolate experts, in a way.
It's like Pop Rocks. It's popping in my
Yes.
mouth. It's still popping in my mouth.
I like that
as I
active.
talk.
It is. It really is candy with candy in it.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
And I really did enjoy that for some reason. Just because it's so odd.
It brings up the kid in you,
We
right?
carry that brand here on Guam, no doubt, right?
Yeah.
The Cadbury brand. But that's one that I've never seen
never
here
seen
before.
that.
Mm.
I think everybody knows Crunch. Is it called
Yeah.
Crunchy or Crunch? Yeah.
It's
Right.
got
Like almost like little M&Ms in the inside,
Yeah.
or Smarties,
Yeah, got
you know,
it.
whatever they call them. The other
chocolate within chocolate.
the pond.
Mm-hmm.
It's chocolate all the way down.
So, do you think that that is acceptable to give, or what? Somebody have a question in the background here?
My personal favorite, Trader Joe's peanut butter and jelly bars.
Oh.
Those are good.
Is there chocolate on it?
Yes.
Is there chocolate on it?
Does it have chocolate?
Yeah,
Is
because
there
I didn't hear
chocolate
chocolate in peanut butter and jelly bar. I just heard. That's Jason in the background, by the way. Right? We have
Speaking
something
of Trader
else there?
Joe's, I see a Snickers maple almond butter.
Mm.
Oh, that's
I
interesting.
hope this inspires you guys. But you don't. I feel like you don't need the inspiration.
She's giving you ideas to go through the rover.
And then we'll check yours out.
No.
Oh
No.
my gosh!
No?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe the
That's
almonds,
a
right?
new-
The almonds won't
Oh my
work for you?
goodness.
And drink some water. You know.
Okay.
We'll pass this
Try
around.
this
I
out.
just saw this. It looked brand new. You don't have to eat the whole thing. And it went down this way.
Nice.
I gotta tell you that it's very maple-y,
Smells like pancakes in here.
right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can you smell
Yeah.
I just gotta eat vicariously through us again.
Smells like pancakes.
The fact that there's no nut in here kind of bums me out.
Mm.
it? You like nuts with your chocolate?
I like a little bit of fun in my chocolate. Although it looks like Liz here brought some fancy chocolate.
I brought fancy chocolate because I'm grown up.
I brought candy and candy. And you're a grown up.
I brought because it's Valentine's, right? I stopped at Godiva and I got truffles because if you're gonna give Valentine's, give like really good Valentine's Day, right? So I just asked the girl, I was like, can you just give me all the ones without nuts? So these are all the ones without nuts. Whoop.
I want yours. No.
Yeah. But we can split those if you want.
No, these
And
are
then
cute.
I brought Royce chocolates.
Oh, Royce, wow.
This is a
Japanese
very, very
Royce
popular,
chocolates.
and of course you guys would know that, right? You would know what the market is, what people are looking
These are
for
my
here in Guam.
favorite, the champagne ones. And there's some missing because Lacey left me alone with them for like a week. So you guys can try these.
I was going to say, did you pick these up on the way? I don't think you can
I
find these
did.
here.
There is one store that sells these.
You're kidding, really?
Yeah, John B. Mart in Swinny.
John B. has...
But there was only 3 left on the shelf after I got there.
Talk about a hole-in-the-wall store,
You
yeah.
need to-
That's like in the middle of
You
nowhere.
need to check it out.
Wow. I didn't know
Wow.
that.
They
Okay.
said, ooh, they're going to say you went to Japan for this. I said,
I don't know if I want to finish eating this just because it's super sweet. Okay. Break one now and let's talk about this because
you guys want some of this one? No? Uncle Ken.
if anything, I want people to
Japanese.
take away, from what we're doing here is what to give to people, what to enjoy and what you should share with people. Maybe you shouldn't share some of the, regular store candies that I brought. It's not special. Well, this is kind of different. It's
No,
not
it's
super
special if it comes from you. You went to the store, you got that for me. I'll still eat it. I'll still like it.
Oh, but not really.
No.
Not for Valentine's Day. Like, hey, thanks. You're so considerate.
Thanks for this.
So you
bag
went to
of
76.
M&Ms.
Great. All right, so let's
How's
talk
that,
about
Will?
your.
How's it?
I'm
Personalizing.
going for it.
Eat it.
Let me finish.
That's
it.
my
Yeah,
favorite
this-
one. You have to try the champagne one, Jason. It's
All right,
really
look
good. That one's like a plain,
The plain smooth chocolate.
yeah, plain smooth chocolate.
So this
And
is the champagne. This one's the
got
champagne.
like a champagne finish, like alcohol finish.
All right. So, but tell us about Royce and the popularity of this. Not everyone on Guam has had this. I'm sure a lot of the older people.
Well, I've only
Or
had it
whatever
when
people-
friends bring it from Japan. And then I saw on social media that John B. Market had it. So I was like, ooh, and I went down there and bought it. And the only one I had tried before this was the matcha ones. Because our friend David brought it back. And he gave everyone in the newsroom some matcha Royce chocolate. And I was
Oh,
like,
that's
wow,
right.
that
That's
is
how
so
long ago that
good.
was.
It was a long time ago. But it stuck with me because that's how well I remember things that are really, really good. And yeah.
I think it's something people pick up at the airport, and I have to say that because I've only received it too.
Yeah.
I've never really traveled through the Japan airports. Just hop from plane to plane.
Yeah. But if you eat it and it makes you smile, it's good chocolate.
Okay. So what's the difference here? Did you guys try the champagne one versus the regular one now? What were you tasting, and why is this the better one for you?
I mean, I like Will's chocolate too. That was good.
Oh, that's excellent. I'm very proud.
Yeah.
Actually.
And that you can, you don't have to like go through customs to get.
It makes me proud that there's this very good product being produced here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. I got the champagne one. It's almost like a fudge.
It's like a truffle in a bar, right? Like
What do you think?
like a ganache truffle.
Right.
Cocoa
Yeah.
powder on it.
This is a very unique mixture of chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
It has. I don't know if it's a higher content of oil or a higher content of butter in there.
It's like super creamy.
But yeah, it's really creamy.
Yeah.
It's very unique. I don't know any other chocolate company that does chocolate like Royce.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the finish isn't coating my mouth completely, so it makes me think maybe it's not oil or something.
No, I'm not
weird.
sure what it is, but it's really good.
I don't know. It's in Japanese.
Right.
I think that
phone translation.
hint of champagne, like
Right? Is it good?
kind
Is
of
it
this
nice?
weird citrusy thing, very subtle in the background.
Yeah.
Is it nice?
yeah.
Like it?
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, is it chocolate? Can I eat it? Yes.
It's
nice.
a win.
It is a win here. And of course the chocolates are... I've had all kinds of flavors and I can't really recall the difference between them. And
I know.
Godiva,
There's a bunch of different ones there.
of course, I'm sure you guys do your research, right?
Yeah.
The company
Right,
does your
yeah,
research. And this particular... I've talked with Godiva before too, and they do... they have their chocolate come in from... where does Godiva from? Is it Switzerland? Oh my gosh. I'm totally blanking. That was a whole different
Godiva
one.
is a Belgian company. In fact,
Belgium.
yeah, we the company that we source our chocolate from is the same company that Godiva gets their chocolate from. And Godiva is the same thing. Godiva is also a candy manufacturing company. One thing, there are companies that actually create their own chocolate, and Hershey's is a company that actually makes chocolate. They get their cocoa beans, and part of their factory is actually processing the cocoa beans and turning it into chocolate. But then there are a lot of companies like us that are just candy manufacturers that purchase processed chocolate that's turned into chocolate, and they devise a formulation together with their supplier, and then they just have the machines that melt it down and turn it into different types of confections and candies. Yeah. And so Godiva is one of those companies. Godiva, they purchase chocolate from another supplier, and we buy from the same company as them.
That's right.
And in fact, within the chocolate industry, Godiva is a lot of the really high-end brands like Lindt and Newhouse and things like that. They kind of look down on Godiva because Godiva has kind of become mass market.
It's plebby.
Don't feel bad, Sabette, that you brought the
No, I don't
the
feel
bad
bad.
chocolate. No,
It's delicious.
no, I think that even if you buy it like at Macy's or somewhere else, it's not the same. It doesn't come from the same place. Like, it doesn't come from Belgium, and I think the one from
yes.
they told me that this one comes from Belgium, and it's really pretty. They did make their chocolates. I think you have what is this, Statue of Liberty
It's like
crown?
a New York cheesecake,
Oh my gosh.
like Tokyo lime one.
Strawberry something?
No, I think it's
Raspberry something?
passion fruit, caramel,
Passion fruit.
white chocolate with vanilla or something, and then I forgot what that one is.
Naked Lady on a Horse?
But they're pretty. It's Godiva. It's Naked
That's
Lady.
No,
Lady
I know,
Godiva.
that's their whole brand.
I don't know. And then the other brand I really like is Ghirardelli.
Oh yeah, they're a great brand as well.
At Disney, they have the big Ghirardelli store. You just walk in, they just hand you some. Like, let's walk out and walk back in. Let's walk out and walk back in. They just hand you
I
some.
don't remember seeing that.
And
when
then
I
you
went
buy
to
a giant
Disneyland.
bag of it and go home back to your hotel and eat the whole thing.
Yeah, they're out of San Francisco, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that's right. That's
Yeah.
the tourist thing you do. You go to the
Right.
Ghirardelli
Go to
shop.
Right.
the
Take a
Ghirardelli
picture there.
thing.
Yeah, I got that somewhere
That's
too.
fun. But I told Lacee my favorite chocolate of all time was when I was 10 years old. And I'm an Army brat, so I grew up in Germany. And
Nice.
we went to Switzerland when I was 10. And we bought these little chocolates that had pictures of the city on them, on the wrapper. And they were Swiss chocolates, and they were just the best chocolate I've
Now,
ever
you think that
had.
that's just a chocolate memory?
No, they were so good.
Because now you're older, your taste buds have changed. You love
Yeah, but I've
for
eaten all this,
dark
and
chocolate.
that is still the standard
Wow.
of, like,
So real
amazing
Swiss chocolate is still
Yeah.
the standard.
Yeah.
Swiss chocolate is great. Actually, I do prefer Swiss chocolate
See.
to Belgian and other brand other
It's like
chocolates.
just really, just
It's a lot milkier.
milky,
Yeah.
rich, amazing.
Yeah.
So good.
What's up with the pretzels?
Oh, you want to try the pretzels?
And we'll
Open
try.
that
I
up.
mean,
We stopped
can.
eating. Jason's like, get
They're
back.
just so pretty right now. These
Yeah.
kind of truffles
We
that
can cut them.
that's
I brought a knife. You want to cut them? See, I came prepared.
But you know, while we try these pretzels, so these are the pretzels,
This way. Yeah.
and talking about what to get someone as a gift and for Valentine's Day. These gold boxes that we've been opening up, we have a new program that we're doing over at our retail store at the Micronesia Mall, where you can actually personalize your own box of chocolates. And so each of these different modules are available, and you can pick your own mix of what goes in the box, and then put it all together, and then we put a nice little bow on it, and it has a card on it that you can put a little message to the person that you're sending the gift to. So it's we're calling it the Gifts of Gold because it's gold box, everything's gold and everything.
that's
So
really sweet. No,
I just dropped them. That's okay. 2 survived.
all right, I'll give you $20 at the end of the show, so you don't feel bad. Then we'll go. And we'll pick it up later. Great, that's fantastic. That's something that's personalized here. That goes beyond the. Man, I had the hardest time at Kmart looking for a box of chocolates that I wouldn't regret. Because I call them gamble chocolates, right? You get that box of chocolates, the heart, and I noticed in the newsroom here, everyone's kind of looking at the map because they don't want that really bad piece of chocolate which you have to spit up. But you don't need the gamble chocolate, do you?
What is that?
It's the box of chocolates. Where
Oh,
you're
the
like,
giant box from
Right.
like Ross, where you don't know what's in it.
not raw. It's just everywhere.
I see,
That's what you get, right? People
Yeah.
give this kind of
Like the Whitman sampler.
Whitman sampler is another
Yes.
example of
That's
that.
just
Yeah,
blood.
yeah.
No,
Hey.
not a fan.
Some people really like that stuff,
I mean,
but I'm
if
not
you
really
like
up for
it,
surprises.
You do you, boo, but not a fan. And then I'm not no, because to me that tastes like a cheap chocolate.
At our house, we usually have a box of that sitting there at around April, May, when we're like, I think we need to get rid of the leftover in this box because it's been here since Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually what happens with the Whitman samplers at
Like,
my house.
No. And then the Easter chocolates that they give the kids, like the big rabbit.
Oh yeah,
Not a fan.
yeah.
Those are. I mean, unless it's a Dove. It's like a Dove rabbit. That's okay.
See, I knew you were a chocolate snob.
I'm
I
a
got
snob.
some Dove chocolates here. Yeah.
A little bit.
Which is fine. We need people with a discerning palate. Or me who just eats kind of garbage chocolate. Or whatever chocolate that comes our way. All right, so there's the ginger. I am a huge fan
I think you guys need to try this.
of
This is a
ginger,
great-
candied
yeah.
ginger in my, in my food.
Ginger
I'm
jelly
because
beans.
you look skeptical here.
No.
It's
I'm
a white
excited.
chocolate, right? And again, this is there's no it's cocoa butter, right? And not
Right. So white chocolate is basically cocoa butter, sugar, and milk solids. So they take out the cocoa mass. The cocoa mass is what makes chocolate turn brown. And so really what makes white chocolate is because they use cocoa butter.
Some people say white chocolate's not
It's
chocolate.
really chocolate, right?
Can we say that?
That's
I
what
mean-
they say.
You can, well, ours really is chocolate because ours has cocoa butter. But there are white chocolates out there that are basically just vegetable oil, sugar, and milk.
Can you
Cheap
tell?
white
Is
chocolate.
it that kind of yellow tinge that comes with the product?
No, not necessarily.
is
Well,
the-
that
what's the
actually
way
is
you can
determined by
tell?
the fat content. The more fat content you have there in a white chocolate, it'll turn a little more yellow. But really, the best way to tell is to look on your ingredients on the box. If you see anything that says like vegetable fat or any type of
Palm
fat,
oil.
palm oil.
Hydrated, whatever.
Yeah. Partially
Hydrogenated oil.
hydrogenated
Right.
oil, those types of things. Then you know that they've added that in there. If you just see cocoa butter, like if you look at our ingredients, it just says cocoa butter and cocoa mass if it's our milk or dark chocolate.
I love this product.
That's really good.
I love it
Yeah.
because I love I love that spiciness that
feel it.
comes with the ginger.
That's really good.
It's smoothed out. It's candied ginger, but already right.
Right.
It's smoothed out by that cocoa.
Does
Right.
that only
Cocoa
come
butter.
in white?
That one we do only in white because it's a real nice. The sweetness kind of offsets the spice of the ginger nicely.
Drink some water, Jason.
Get some water.
Some water.
Jason, sure.
No.
It's kind of good.
That's delicious. I'm gonna have one more piece here.
Yes.
That's good.
Now this is stuff of course I'd share with other people.
Yeah. Sure. We're digging that, mix of salty sweet or spicy sweet, or those are all really good.
Right. At one point in time, I don't know if it's still very popular, but they used to have chocolate-covered bacon that was really
That's
popular in the
still, people
States.
still
Yeah,
do that,
They still
Or
do.
chocolate-covered potato chips.
Yes.
Yeah. Chocolate-covered, what else? Grasshoppers, crickets.
Royce does a
Right.
chocolate covered potato chip, I believe.
Yeah.
They do.
Right,
We had
they
those
do.
at the
They
store.
do.
I didn't buy them.
I'm guessing you guys might have tried that. It's soggy. Did it come out soggy?
No, actually, we'll let you in a little secret. It's something we're working on. We're working particularly on packaging to be able to do that.
Chocolate-covered Meiji curls.
I made a mental note of that when you first mentioned that at the beginning of the show. I did.
I'm
I
gonna
definitely
get stock,
did.
right? That's gonna be, they're going to be called Tibet's Meiji curls.
Oh, that's what we'll call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done. Sold.
Oh, I got that one bag here is hiding. You can check out. So we're gonna have to wrap it up around here. But is there anything else you guys want? I mean, there's 3 of you here. Advice that you want to give to people out there who want to give something a little special to someone, not necessarily their love, their partner, maybe their parents or their child,
Or me? Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
do share.
Just any of Will's products are good. These are all really good. Think outside the box. If you want to make something of your own, you could do that too and give that as a gift. Something covered in chocolate, pretzel sticks or whatever. I don't know. I think the best gifts just are something that makes you smile, like I said.
Well, something you like, that would be,
Yeah.
it has to be something that I like, and I think I would give to somebody that they would enjoy as well.
Right. I wouldn't give someone something I don't like.
Right, how about you guys from the Guam Premium Chocolate Company?
Well, when you give something to somebody, you always think about how special they are. So give them something special. You can give them chocolate that's manufactured elsewhere. Why not give them chocolate that's from here?
Yeah.
Why not give them something that's a little bit different? And also take a look at, in terms of personalizing. If they've tried maybe one kind of our chocolates, like the biscuits, have them try the macadamia nuts. If you stop by our mall store, there's a pitch. They can try gummy bears covered in chocolate. They can try. We have that are covered in chocolate. That's part of our snack line. They can have mints covered in chocolate, a solid chocolate heart, and the macadamia nuts, the Rice Krispies with macadamia nuts. So give them a chance to you personalize the gift. Give them lots of different things, just like that box you're talking about, the mystery box.
Yeah.
But in this case, you're personalizing it with things that are actually made chocolate that's made here.
All right,
Make it special.
that's it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, just to make sure that, you're giving the right thing, buy an extra box for yourself.
You have to try it first.
Yeah,
Make
you
sure
got to
it's
make
good.
sure that you're giving something good.
Fantastic. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope that we cross paths again. I think it's very possible for us to come back and talk about this topic over and over and over again. And
We'd love to come back when we expand again with more of our lines. So
Right.
we'd love to come and see you, Lacee.
okay.
I have another idea.
Mm-hmm.
You need to make a mobile enrober and bring it next time so we can put things through it and then invent new products right here.
Yeah. Or you guys could do a remote podcast.
Yeah, live
and
one.
we could have a live
And
podcast
people
out
could
of
be
our
like, put
factory.
this through, and we could be like, yeah.
I hope you're ready this time, Jason. All right, that's going to do it for us here at Foodie Call. Thank you so much for joining us. And as we close the show, we're probably going to pop this bag open and eat it with the chocolates. See if Liz's idea is something. It's worth money. All right, bye.
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 Bye.